Hello. Today we're going to go over 5 tips and tricks. Things you may not know. Things that I didn't know for the long time after playing since October till now. I mean, I didn't learn all this stuff yesterday, but some of it I didn't know for the longest time. Let's go ahead and head into the virtual training room. Tip number 1. You can use abilities when you're crawling on all fours. DBNO. When you're begging for your life. Okay. Let's go ahead and we'll grab a turret. It's kind of a two-parter. I think the tutorial teaches you this, but I still know some people never who didn't know you could have 2 abilities. So E and Q are both ability pickups. Not a big tip, just kind of a side tip on top of the ability. So we got our triage sphere and turret. All right. This guy beat on me. Come on, touch me. You know you want to. Almost. Good boy. Thank you. All right, crawling. I'm like, oh crap. You can pop your shield, which does nothing. You can drop your turret. So there's lots of things you can do. I've seen a lot of people in the evac zones. They'll use directional warp, and as they're crawling around, they'll aim at the ship, teleport, boom, while crawling and still evac. So there's some cool things you can do while you're still down. If you and an opponent have pretty much almost killed each other and they have a sliver of life, you can drop a turret and knock them out too. It's pretty stupid. You can throw grenades. You can call in airstrikes. Yes. A lot of different things you can do when you're DBNO, down but not out, crawling, begging for your life. Another thing that it took me a couple weeks to figure out, actually I learned it pretty quickly, but I still, for the first couple weeks, didn't know I could do it. You can call your items in, right? Everybody knows that. So you get your weapon. Well, you can come back into your store, select your gun again, and you can upgrade it to level 1.
Oh, this here was
and
only in the
to a level 2.
Manual.
Fully upgraded. Same thing with abilities. Let's go ahead and we'll call in a grenade.
Put that thing to good use.
Call in turret. Go ahead and
this here was
upgrade said turret. Upgrade said turret.
Manual.
Grenade. Turret. Meh. Right, so you can upgrade them. They do different things. Lots of the weapons have different things. You can get, some weapons will give rate of fire, some will give damage, some will give range. Abilities give cooldown reduction, extra healing, longer durations. They're all different, so you might want to look at that. Same thing with the Revitalizer,
Enjoy your new toy.
which is your healing weapon. You can heal enemies and yourself by holding the F key. Go back in and you can increase the healing by 20% and another 20%. Pretty awesome.
Manual.
So upgrading your stuff is a thing. FYI, these tips and tricks are probably not going to be too helpful for this seasoned player. But for any new player or new-ish player, anybody that's been playing for maybe a month, some of this stuff might be new. First 2 are kind of simple, and you might have seen people use abilities when they're crawling, and you might know by now, if after playing a month, you can upgrade stuff. Here's something I didn't know for the longest time. You can also click on inventory. Look at that. You can rearrange items. So my hammer is in number 1, my brute's number 2, my revitalizer is number 3. What if I want my revitalizer number 1? You can move it all the way up. So now, my revitalizer is in number 1. You can rearrange your stuff. You can even drop your stuff. Oh, look. You can drop items. You can also drop money. It's not going to let me do it here in training or in solo mode, but if you have a squad mate, down at the bottom there'll be a bar where you can, I think it defaults to 25 bucks, and then you can click in here and type however much money you want to drop for your teammates. You can also rearrange your abilities or drop them. Boop. And you can ping things too quickly. A lot of people use their map and they select something and it pings it, right? They select something on the map, boom, moves the marker. You can press the V key, it'll mark things.
Here.
You need to point out a direction. If you double tap it quickly,
We've got someone close.
it'll alert people that there's enemies nearby.
Come on, over here. Prospector nearby.
There's also an option in your settings, key bindings, ping hostile prospectors. Also the N key, but I have it set to hyphen, so you can
Stay on your toes.
ping however you want, or you can just use N or double tap
We've got
V.
someone close. Stay on your toes.
Unfortunately, it removes your marker though.
Check
You only
me
have
out.
one ping period, no matter what it
Stay on
is.
your toes.
One last tip isn't a big one. It is when in regards to the quick suit and playstyles, but you can go into options, controls. You can toggle sprint or crouch. You can also target like shooting and scanner and stuff. But so hold shift to release shift, so that's not toggle. You can tap shift to toggle it on or off, or you're sprinting. Same thing with crouch. If you want to toggle crouch, I have it to hold. The reason why this is kind of a tip is if you're using the quick suit, you want to figure out what the easiest way for you to bunny hop is. Come into the shooting range and run up and down this little aisle here and practice toggling sprint, turning it off, and then toggling crouch on and off, and figure out what works best for you. I spent about 10 minutes one day on stream getting used to the suit, and I usually like toggle crouch and not hold crouch. But I found that it was a lot easier for me to bunny hop with the hold, because then I can, while I'm in the air, hold crouch, and release it while I'm sliding, jump, and then hold it again to slide. The other thing is if it's toggling on and you go to slide, you're going to stay crouched, which sometimes is not preferred. On the same note about toggling, with the quick suit, they also have dodge controls. So double tap the direction, or sprint, or jump was just added actually. I don't think I like that. Double tap direction, I think, is default. So as long as you have your energies, double tap right, double tap forward or left, and back. You can't do diagonals, only left, right, and back. Go forward. Then I was wondering if maybe it was because of the direction taps, right? So we could do sprint. If you hold forward and hit sprint, it's still just sprint. But if you're holding sideways and sprint, you dodge, right? Now, if we want to try to see if you can dodge diagonally forward, doesn't do it. Diagonally back, doesn't do it. Has to be left, right, or back. Try the jump. I don't know how I feel about that. Wonder how often I'm actually just holding Strife coming around a corner. Usually I'm walking forward and looking, and I could jump still around the corner. Might be a nice addition. So there's 3 options now for dodging. Moving left or right and backwards and pressing jump, or pressing sprint, or double tapping. The double tapping is my preferred. However, last night there's a lot of false inputs. Like if you're holding forward and you're strifing and you hit it, tap, 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 it will engage. It's annoying. It's annoying. Sometimes you can accidentally dodge. So play around with it, figure it out. Those are 5 tips that hopefully help the newer players dial in their stuff. I know the last ones are specifically for the quick suit. And if you're a PC player, you probably already know that most settings have the toggle, but it makes a big difference when it comes to the mobility of the quick suit and what your preferred method is. So I figured I'd throw it in there. Anyways, hopefully that helps. Helped me quite a bit, and I wish I would have known some of that at the beginning, especially with playing with friends. I think there's a bug right now where if you drop an item and it's leveled up, it loses its upgrades. So if they pick it up, it doesn't have the upgrades on it anymore. Actually,
A little bit of tinkering
level up the turret to
can
level
do
2.
wonders.
Fully upgraded. We'll go ahead and drop it. Let's go ahead and pick it back up again. It says fully upgraded. So they might have fixed the bug, or it might be where if an enemy picks it up, or a friendly or an enemy player, it doesn't have the upgrades. I don't know. We'll figure that out eventually. Lastly, just as a friendly reminder, I stream daily over on Twitch at twitch.tv/SlyGumbi between the late night hours of 8 p.m. till about 2 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's West Coast United States. You can follow me on Twitter at SlyGumbi for news, updates, and goofiness. Ooh, bright lights. We got a Discord channel and a bunch of other links in the description below where I'll post even more upcoming and previous guides and stuff for The Cycle. If you want to jump in and play some matches, if you got some questions, if you got some theories you want me to test out, I'm more than willing to. Swing by the chat. Let me know, and we'll see what we can do to figure things out. With that, see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye now.